Hello everyone and welcome to yet another episode of Battle of the Bad. This month we have a special highlights episode for the holiday season. In these highlights episodes we just pick a more well-known game. We don't pick random games like we usually do, that we just want to talk about and cover on this show. Now it is the holidays, and what a better gift it is to give someone a video game as a holiday gift. But do you know what's better?
A Lego set with 6,000 pieces.
Yes, but what if you got many video games? This time we are focusing on Action 52, a very infamous game collection for the NES that has, you guessed it, 52 games. But don't worry, all of them are garbage. So how do you feel about this?
I'm actually excited, and due to this joyous occasion, I am wearing something else than all black. It's a rare treat, so enjoy.
It looks better for the camera.
Yes, I actually haven't heard of this game, Action 52, before, so I am really looking forward to it, but I do have a lot of experience of these kinds of handheld electronic game compilations that are made of plastic and that have maybe like 52 games.
Yeah, the plug and play consoles.
Something that you would get from Kalle Anka, which is the Swedish Donald Duck magazine, as a magazine gift.
Yeah, those are like very easy gifts. Like, hey, it looks like SpongeBob, so here you go, some SpongeBob games, and they're always like very awful. But this one is kind of an exception because not only was it released for the NES, but the traditional NES cartridge at the time was something like $50 or something similar to what video games are nowadays. But this one costed $200.
Oh my god.
So
Okay.
not only is the game completely garbage, but
It's
it is also
expensive.
very expensive.
It's expensive garbage.
Yeah.
But it's 52 games.
Yeah, that's exactly the selling point. Like, it's expensive, but you get 52 games. So, yeah, maybe we should start looking at how terrible each of these games are. Do you think we will be playing all of the games today?
I hope so, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
We should try them all. I want to read the titles first that I see. You know, these sound really promising. Ooze. That sounds
It's
intriguing.
just ooze.
It's intriguing. Or Alfredo. I'm like, okay. Thrusters. Doesn't sound like a... Already I'm really entertained.
Yeah.
Let's start
15 is just sharks, 16 is Megalonia. What is shoot?
Oh, I know how to shoot now.
Me
I
too,
learned.
maybe.
I'm the red one. Not too bad.
Yeah.
If we think about the games that you would had at the time, this would have been a solid
You can have
one.
some fun with a friend with this one.
1 player or 2 players?
1 player.
Yeah. Oh, you died. Seems boring.
It's just like have a high score.
I just have to know what happens.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This is creepy. Honestly, this could have been on a creepy list of creepy games.
Oh, you did something.
I can shoot them.
Ah, fun.
Oh, this makes it somehow easier and not that creepy.
It's like every game here, like move and shoot.
Oh, I shot this and then I got lights back. At the beginning, I wasn't sure if I would get the lights back, but this is actually a fun mechanic.
Makes this ooze.
Okay, I want to try it.
Oh, this one actually has like graphics for the like title screen.
Should I be able to?
Maybe jump on the other platform if you can.
Can I do that? No. Maybe I should just keep on.
No. Okay,
Alfredo. Okay.
Alfredo. Oh, now it's
What?
Alfred.
Alfred and the fettuccine. Okay, so when I saw the Alfredo, I'm like, is it a type of coffee or something? And now it's Alfred and the fettuccine. It's just like Alfred and the fettuccine. Is this suddenly a cooking game? Is the fettuccine trying to
Maybe you shoot
kill
it.
you. Maybe you shoot it. Oh, I should have known.
Do you want to try it?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm ready to.
Alfred and Fatuk.
But-
Well, the jump seems very pathetic.
Why is
You can't jump on like any of the furniture.
no?
Okay, lovely.
But I would like to know why the pasta is trying to kill me. Why it's just one hit, and when I should bonk it with my.
Axe.
I think it's a spoon. I love it. Oh my! What am
What?
I? I'm like we need a proof. Are these cookies? What's happening? I have no idea. I'm going to run before.
I did not expect to see this game.
No, me neither. Okay, I'm dying so quickly. This. So there was probably at the time some kind of booklet that told you how to. I want to play that. How to play these games.
Wait,
But
wait.
this is interesting to just play
It says
this.
haunted hill, but when you click
Yeah.
on it, it's haunted halls.
And they used to take $200 for it.
Yep.
Haunted Hill, Haunted
Yes, of
Falls.
course.
Well, what's the difference? They are haunted anyway.
The graphics aren't the worst on this one.
Look at how the hair moves.
Oh, nice.
But do I have a weapon or do I just, do like?
You use like finger guns, like ha,
It looks like that.
and I'm in the
Okay.
inside the platform.
Can you escape?
I died, turned into a snowball.
Why did you die? No idea. You have to
I-
jump, otherwise you glitch into that. Okay. I'm not saying anything.
Like
At least you have a high score.
I can go upwards, or I can press the jump button and it just floats upwards.
All right.
Oh, you're a spaceship and you shoot things.
But it's side scrolling.
We can do this a bit quicker.
Yeah, let's do the
Just one round of lives.
one round of space shooter.
Yeah.
We should have kept count on how many space shooters there are. There's a oh, what was that?
You can.
Okay,
Oh, mechanics.
I just wonder how I'm going to jump, but I won't jump.
That's interesting. An enemy?
Oh,
Oh, it died too. The money died too.
but bubblegum, Rosie.
Rossi.
Okay.
Bubblegum Rossi.
Okay. Mike.
Okay.
Can I
sure.
be Micro Mike?
Yes, you can.
Oh, what's happened?
You're very bad at the game. You died already.
What are...
This is very.
It's glitchy. And what is this background? It looks like an EKG.
It's a green screen. I can do some fun edits with it.
Please do. This is so quick and so glitchy and a bit laggy.
Yeah, it's uncontrollable.
What is that?
I am a baby with a whip. I love the shuffle he does when he walks. That's amazing. Yeah, it's weird that the baby is the same size as the other adults, or
No,
maybe
it's
even
bigger.
Giant baby, or maybe it's a baby man. You know,
Yeah, okay.
You're
Fuzzy.
you're a hairy foot with a nose.
What? It's
Is that a gun?
yeah,
Or
it looks like it.
Leaf blower. Oh God, what did we just see?
I don't know. Let's not see it again.
Okay.
Shooting gal. I want to be the shooting gal.
Shoot some gals. Oh.
Gallery.
Aw, that's boring.
No. Okay, but they cannot kill me, apparently.
You can just... What?
No, they just chill there. Am I?
Oh, try not shooting if they come at you.
No, they don't, because there's this barrier. Look.
Huh.
Okay, Storm over D, that's your game.
I think I'm on the wrong side. I would definitely be on the side of the guys who have pink tanks.
I was just going to say that something in this game reminds me of a D, but I'm not going to elaborate. And there's this tiny person.
Tiny little guys in the giant
The tiny person is apparently on the pink side because they burst into pink sparkles.
Yeah, but
They're hard to kill.
the giants I can't kill. It's the nose guy again.
Yeah,
The hairy nose guy.
but without the hair. And I start to think that there's someone who has a thing for feet.
Am I picking body parts?
Are you supposed to jump and mash those parts?
The game just crashed.
Um,
Okay, moving on from Mash Man. I actually like the graphics. They're very like simple.
they are quite clean, yeah.
Yeah. There's one-ups.
Maybe
Make me look a bit better.
Or when you
give
kill-
me like an extra life.
okay.
This
or-
is an actual
yeah.
game.
They didn't try to make it too complex, which means that it's actually playable. They put a little bit more thought into the gameplay.
Yeah.
Time warp tickers. Are those hands?
Those are like fingers. Like what?
This is an existential game. No one knows what's going on. You don't know what's going on. The game doesn't know because it's full of question marks.
I would love playing this if this was playable.
There's a floating door.
Time?
This is like a philosophical game.
Time?
I'm confused. I'm really confused. Oh!
Oh, a cutscene. The action game master was at home. An arm reached out for his crutch and pulled him inside. Then he looked and he saw 3 gigantic yellow bodies. It was cheetah men, spelled incorrectly. And cheetah men, now spelled correctly, told the enemies in your game word, don't worry, the cheetah men.
It feels like this was the game they were supposed to do, and then they made 51 games to kind of
Also have
make
that.
up for it.
Yeah. He looks like he's dancing.
But considering that you have to play 51 games before this, it's still kind of underwhelming.
They should have just like sold this one, and I'm not saying this is even like good, but it's like this one is more accurate representation of what the games were back then. So we finally got through all 52 games here. What are your thoughts?
Thank you for this experience. It was truly one of a kind. I haven't played 52 games of this quality before in like 1.5 hours. There were ups and downs.
There were ups and downs. None of the games were quality, but some of them you did have fun with because they were so bad. Not for more than like a minute per game because they're not playable. But still, some of them were just fun to laugh at.
So many space shooters. So many. And if it wasn't a space shooter, it was a pacifier baby shooter or
it's just like
something.
that like type of game was like 90% of this. They just like reskinned it, changed like, okay, now the score counter is in the middle of the screen and now it's on the top right, now it's on the top left, and it's just
now you
like,
don't have a score counter.
Yeah, because you know who needs it. It was just like a lot of repeats in there. I was a bit disappointed in how many repeats there were. I was wishing for some like very easy puzzle games or like some very basic type of games that just were not here. So that was a bit disappointing to see like how many of these exactly were like space shooters.
There could have been like a football game
Yeah.
or anything else than only this. It was a nice and welcome surprise that they actually had some other action than only shooting.
But it took like until like 8 games to have something that didn't involve shooting.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I mean, you could definitely do something like very simple sports games like bowling or tennis where you just have to like have 3 moving pieces and a background and that's it. But it's just like a lot of these were space shooters and that's like the most disappointing part here.
Yeah.
And just I don't know. I was expecting some kind of different stuff in here. A lot of fun games to just laugh at with friends. And it was like very weird that we started out with a 2-player game, only 2 players, but most of these do have like the option for 2 players. I'm not sure how that goes. It's just like one player plays and they die, another player plays, they die, and you just compare scores, and that's like their multiplayer mode.
Or you have 2 characters doing the same thing.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Let's not try.
Yeah, yeah. But it was weird that they started out with like a fully multiplayer game, then had 50 space shooters, and ended with Cheetah.
Which had a backstory.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
but
a cutscene.
Yeah, that was definitely like the way they put their effort in. That was what they teased every time we booted up the game. We saw it in the title screen, like a cheetah going like, ah! That was like, they kept teasing and teasing us, like, the Cheetah Men will come at the end. I was really hoping that Cheetah Men would be the savior of this collection, but it was just kind of meh in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we did get some funny games to laugh at with friends. But the funniest thing, in my opinion, isn't even the games; it's the titles. For instance, the Alfred and the Fettuccine,
Feduk.
or the Haunted Hill, which was actually Haunted Horse.
Haha, plot twist. It's just like they had a certain amount of letters they could use, and they just like close enough.
Yeah.
I just yeah. I think the names and the typos are one of the best things here. Like just wow.
Some of the art was also quite enjoyable.
Yeah, definitely. There's just like a lot of the games had like good art, but it was just like they're not playable. A lot of had like that one space shooter had like a really cool background.
Yeah.
Then that one foot game, the one of the foot game, had like really cool backgrounds and really nice colors there too. But yeah,
And the boss had this quite
boss.
nice cityscape in the background.
Yeah.
I would love to know more about these games and who made them and why. How they arranged this Action 52 compilation.
I think it was just like, first we have some like a multiplayer game, so we have something different. You can't say they are all the same, to add some variety right in the beginning, and then end with the best one, go out with a bang, and the rest are just like in the order they were made.
Did they just have a brainstorming session and then they stopped at 52 ideas, and that's why we have these 50 space shooters and the French baker and the Alfred and the Fetuk and the baby thing?
I think it was just like, basically they had like a deadline, and then just like cram in all of the games you can, and that will be the title of the game. So they ended up with 52. So I don't know, what were your like favorite ones?
Yeah, there were some of that were actually my favorites. The Alfred and the Fetuk was the first one that actually surprised me.
Yeah.
And amused me.
Yeah.
I think the idea was fun. I think the killer pasta was actually fun, and the kitchen design was nice.
Oh yeah, the kitchen design was really nice. I didn't mind the sprite as much as you did of Alfred, or Alfredo, however you want to pronounce his name, because it's misspelled.
Yeah.
He was a bit grey, but you could clearly see he was wearing like an apron, and he was the chef. And then he also had an axe.
Or a spoon, we haven't.
I think it's an axe.
There's no consensus between us, no.
You cut things, you know. You cut pasta.
The Illuminator was actually maybe the best as a game. I think it had the best idea and design.
Yeah, it had like a really cool mechanic. It was just like the gameplay from the part like the enemies would spawn on you. That was
Yeah.
the only like flaw in it. And
Yeah.
did it have a score counter?
I don't remember.
I think it did. So there's definitely like you can play
Yeah.
it and you can check like all of your scores if you get a good
Yeah.
score.
Okay, so games I also enjoyed was the French Baker
Mm.
because of the concept and design. And
I also like the was it the Haunted Horse that had like the finger guns?
yeah,
Yeah, that was a really fun one.
that was
It looked really good. I like the character design, and I just love like you do finger guns
Yeah.
and you shoot crosses all over.
and actually, yeah, those were my favorite games. There weren't
Yeah,
that
yeah,
many.
that was really fun. I
Yeah.
liked how it looked. The gameplay is garbage on all of these, so it wasn't good. And yeah, there's also Dam Busters, which was the Winnie the Pooh game.
That was so weird. If I have to single out one of my least favorite games, or games that weird me out the most, I'm skipping the space shooters because those were my least favorite anyway.
Yeah,
It was the Dam Busters.
Dam Busters.
Please tell me, where did you get the Winnie the Pooh design? Why could they only walk on the walkways? Why is it called Dam Busters? Honestly, why is it called Dam Busters? It's so weird. And then there was the Space Dreams that sounded like a space shooter, but was this baby thing game.
Yeah, it was a space shooter, but you were a pacifier shooting like baby things like dolls and toys and
so
letters and numbers. It was just weird.
And I would also like to highlight the lollipops, where you were the lollipop person in the
Yeah.
lollipop land, and Bubblegum Rosie or Rossi.
Rossi.
Actually, not a bad idea, but I would love to know more about Bubblegum Rossi.
Yeah, it's just in Bubblegum Rossi, it's just like I shot things, but things didn't kill them. They just suddenly
Yeah.
disappeared. It's just like the gameplay is just awful on all of these. So there's not much to talk about from like the gameplay perspective.
Cry
from this.
baby, it did cry.
It did cry, and I'm not sure if it was a baby or a man dressed as a baby, but yeah,
It was also one of the most solid games.
he had the shuffle man.
It had the second most comical value, but I think the most comical value had the rocket jock. I kind of thought that I would get a game like this where you were a jockey on a rocket, but I didn't believe we would get that kind of game. And when we actually got the game, I was surprised and delighted. Oh,
I think also like Underground. I think that had like really promise on like how it looked.
yeah.
When I first opened
Yeah.
up the game, it looked like an actual game.
It
Like,
looked nice.
hey, don't get hit by the enemies and blah blah blah. But then like all of the enemies piled up into one corner. I couldn't do
And-
anything.
You hit the mushrooms and died.
Yeah, yeah.
Those
I thought
tiny-
those were just like a small detail there,
Yeah.
but
I thought they were
apparently
just
not.
for fun, for decoration.
I don't know, but yeah.
So
Which
weird.
other things were there? Streamers, I think, had like a fun mechanic that you
Yeah.
didn't jump, but you used like a rope to go forwards.
Yeah.
That could have been a really cool like
Yeah.
platformer, and like really, if it were like high speed, that would be like really fun.
Yeah. But the idea of the game got lost to me. I still don't really know what it was about. What were those money bags? How did you actually kill something? I don't know.
I don't know, like how did you kill something, and why when I picked up the money bag, why did it also like show the
Yeah.
uh
Sad face.
sad face? Yeah, like it showed it when an enemy
Yeah.
got killed, then sure. When you got killed, sure. But then when you got the money back, also there was a like sad
Yeah.
face. It's this like, what is this? It was such a shame that shooting gal was just shooting gallery, and also you couldn't die in the game.
You could have the best like new heroine in that game, but no, they had to make it like that.
Yeah.
Mashman. I just remembered what Mashman was and that herbal food thing. Okay. Anyway, the beeps
No,
and
it
blips.
wasn't the power
Yeah.
of fuzz or something. Fuzz power.
Oh. The Beeps and Bleep was the most nonsensical name, didn't tell anything about the game.
Yeah. It's just many of these like don't tell anything. They're just like names to sound maybe cool. So you want, oh, what's this about? Oh, what's this about? But yeah, I think
Yeah.
the weird foot fuzzy guy
Yeah.
that appeared in 2 of these games. I think the first one was like the Power of Fuzz or something. What was it called?
I
Then
just remembered those games and I'm weirded out.
yeah, we're already Fuzz Power 31. Yeah. Then there was a Storm Over D, which had the pink tanks, and you definitely on the wrong side of the wall.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
there was the giant in the game.
The Giant as well.
So many questions about these
There's
games.
just like, I don't really know what to say. This was just like so bizarre and weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, many of these, they're just like, they just start off with the game. They don't tell you anything, and if you're lucky, they won't kill you instantly. Because that was a lot of the, especially like space shooters, if they were like auto scroll, they would just kill you off instantly if you didn't immediately react, and that is like a very, very not cute way of doing anything.
And there was this game that moved so fast that you couldn't survive.
Oh yeah, that one as well.
But I was actually surprised that I would say that all of these games you could open them and you could play them.
Yeah, all of them opened.
Which was surprising.
Yeah.
So there's some quality in there.
Yeah, they made sure they actually had 52 games, even though like 90% were like space shooters, but you know, they had 52 different games.
So it wasn't false advertising, but the price.
Yeah, the price was $200 when released, and that is just no.
Yeah, I tried to imagine myself being alive back then and playing video games. I wasn't. How would have it been? Would I have thought that $200 for these kinds of 52 games is a good deal?
I think they just advertised Cheetah and made you think like everyone was. Every game was as good in quality as Cheetah, like having cutscenes and having multiple stages. I would assume multiple playable characters as well.
Yeah.
That wouldn't dance as much. But yeah.
Maybe the 19s saved this game, because just imagine what would happen if they put out a game like this today. Nowadays, it would be crushed online. Maybe it would be turned into a meme.
Even if like no one would play it, probably.
This is so bad that it isn't fun.
Yeah. It's not fun. It's just fun to make fun of. There's not a lot of quality to have here, and people often like discredit like very old games from the NES era and even before that, as you know, they were of their time. They're not as good, but there's definitely like really solid NES games, and definitely something you can easily get into. One of my favorite games ever is 4-bit, so it's just all about the gameplay back then. But people didn't really know game design back then. People didn't know what made a game good, what people really wanted from games, and especially like they couldn't tell stories as well as we can nowadays.
Cheetah Man, the game master being pulled into the screen and then
by your crotch,
and then meeting 3 Cheetah Men.
Yeah.
What a story.
I mean, that sounds like some furry made a fan fiction, and
we don't
know.
You know? We don't know if it was the furry who made fan fiction. Maybe it was.
I'm kind of hoping it was. That would like give it some sense into this.
But they were actually quite detailed, those Cheetah Men, and they all had different designs.
Yeah. That is definitely like the main game here. The main selling point is the Cheetah Men. It's not a great game, but it's definitely a game mostly out of all of these.
Maybe you should make a game next about a Tiger Man or something to take the idea a bit further.
I wonder who owns like the license to Cheetah Man, so I can make like my own Cheetah Man Reunion, and then it's suddenly like the best game ever, and everyone's talking about the Cheetah Man, and then hey, did you know this is actually a sequel? Oh, I didn't, and then it's just like, haha, you you activated my trap card, and now I will make you play Cheetah Man, the first one, and they're like, no.
I would like to know where the story goes, because they had this first cutscene. You would think that they would have an outro of sorts.
I think it's definitely like the opening cutscene, then play as all three characters, and then maybe a few more levels, and then there's like some bad guy, and then the game ends with like the Cheetah Man singing bye bye, goodbye forever to that guy who got pulled in by his crotch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the most, and the bad guy is like some wizard or something. I don't know. If you program a wizard into the game, will it have actual magical powers? Which do you think was the worst game here, and which do you think was the best here? I guess. Classical Battle of the Bad. Which do you think is the worst, definitely?
So there are quite a few. Let's look at them for a minute.
Yeah.
And it's hard to decide because there are good ideas and details in some of the games. If I had to choose a favorite, it would probably be the Illuminator, because it had a good idea. It was a surprising idea. It felt fresh. Still, it was playable, apart from the fact that those enemies would sometimes spawn on me.
Yeah.
And it was fun to play.
Yeah.
The Illuminator
It
was
had
the
a
best.
good idea, and it just actually had you do something that's kind of unique.
Yeah.
That we don't see that much these days. So it was definitely like one of the biggest like surprises. Like it was really good, and it was kind of a shame that it was like the third game here. So it came really quickly, and then it was just downhill. From that.
3 or almost all of my favorite games were on the first page.
Yeah.
So maybe they knew what they were doing when they arranged the games.
Like the last one, we didn't talk much about the last here, except like Cheetah Men, because that's just, they were very bad. Time Warp was one that I said like I would definitely play.
Yeah.
If it was an actual playable game. It was the one where you controlled the fingers.
Yeah, that
and
was...
when you died, it was just like time.
That was so interesting. I would like... That gets position 2 of the best games for me, because it was interesting. It almost felt like a satirical game of sorts. I just don't know what they were satirical at.
I think it would be actually fun to make this platformer where you were just fingers. Reminds me of like an N64 game called Glover, where you were like a hand and you had like a ball that you ran on and that kind of stuff. But Time Warp was really, I don't have any idea why it was called Time Warp, but that was definitely like in my time.
If I had to choose a game that was the worst, it would be the space shooter that moved way too fast.
Oh yeah, that one.
If I had to choose the worst games, it would be all of the space shooters apart from the one where you are a square and you have the power-ups.
That one was good. You had power-ups. I think like my top 3 would be the Square game, Time Warp, and then either Illuminator or Haunted Hill, just for the finger guns.
Haunted Hill had the best design, best character design.
Yeah, definitely.
But what was the worst in your opinion?
I think it was Chill Out. I think it was the very unplayable climbing game, which was like all ice. I think it was called Chill Out. I think it was, I could be forgetting, but you died to everything. But it was like a really good point that you said about that one shooter that went just way too fast and you just couldn't react. I think that was also really, really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would I play these 52 games again? Maybe some of them. I would probably never play 90% of them.
Yeah, it's definitely like if you get this collection, you will play through most of these and then just play 2 or 3.
Yeah.
If you're stuck with this game, if your parents, if you were so in like unfortunate situation
Yeah.
that your parents got this for a holiday gift or a birthday gift, and this is the only game you have for the NES.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you, but play Illuminator,
Yeah.
maybe try out Cheetah Man,
Yeah.
and then
And
try
take a
out
friend
something. Yeah.
and play the 2-player modes, because those
Yeah.
can maybe be a bit more fun.
Yeah.
Maybe because you have the friends.
Yeah, and then you can like compare scores
Yeah.
and who lasted 5 seconds and who lasted
Yeah.
6 seconds in a game.
And laugh at the glitches.
Yeah. Well, I don't think back then it was just like this is just how games are.
But
Yeah.
I have to say, in the scope of Battle of the Bad, this is actually the Action 52 as a game is on the bottom of the list.
Oh yeah,
Or on the
definitely.
top of the list of the bad ones, however you want to put
Yeah,
it.
but we still had a lot of fun playing these.
Yeah,
A lot of
So-
like the worst games we see,
Yeah.
they are just boring. There's nothing to
Yeah.
them. This is fun for 2 hours if you get this. Of course, don't buy it anywhere.
yeah, no.
But you know, uh,
You can get it.
yeah, you can have fun with friends, and then you can, again, as we said with Clown House, you can easily make a drinking
Yeah.
game out of this. Take a shot every time you, you know what I'm about to say, don't you?
Yeah, just say it.
Every time there is a space shooter,
Yes.
take a drink
I knew
and
that.
don't die.
But as I said, thank you for the experience. It was
It was
was an
really fun.
experience.
It was really fun. And yeah, this was our first highlight episode. I can't wait for the next one. Maybe we'll finally get to play Zelda CDI games or something else rather infamous and just awful. But this was
Yeah.
fun. This was fun.
yeah, let's do it again sometime.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all for this time. Bye bye.
Bye.